For most of our lives, we navigate crowded spaces entirely alone. We move through dense cities, surrounded by millions of people, yet we remain isolated inside our own distinct internal logic. Then, a connection forms. It usually starts small. You hand someone a fragile piece of information, something special, maybe even a little weird, and instead of discarding it, they recognize its value. They hold on to it for a long, long time. The real proving ground for this new bond happens when things stop being serious. It happens the moment you decide to act like a total goofus. Out in the real world, standing on a roof hollering your head off makes you a nuisance. With the right person, it makes you a perfect match, because they start hollering too. This creates a catalog of hyper-specific micro-knowledge. They learn exactly where you are ticklish, and more importantly, they know the exact boundary of when to stop before it goes too far. This intersection of individual nines forms what we call shared resonance. It creates a psychological feedback loop where you can anticipate each other's strangest impulses. If you start inflating a paper bag, they don't ask questions. They just get ready to jump at the exact moment it pops. Think about how that compares to the highly curated conversations we have with everyday acquaintances. Those interactions are safe, polite, and completely surface level. Those bizarre games aren't distractions. They are the evidence that you finally met someone who speaks your private language and accepts you in all your absurdity. A relationship built solely on laughter is fragile. To survive, an authentic connection must carry the crushing weight of negative emotions without shattering. We live in a world that demands relentless optimism. It is genuinely exhausting to navigate a world filled with people who insist on being perfectly googly and gaggly every single minute. Finding someone who gives you the absolute right to be sad is a massive relief. When your spirit breaks, they don't rush in with forced cheerfulness. They don't pretend they are busy looking at the birds to avoid your pain. Instead, they offer quiet comfort. They understand that processing hurt takes time, and they are willing to share your physical space in absolute silence while you figure it out. Choosing to sit beside someone in the dark without the noise of a forced solution creates a depth of trust that shallow optimism never achieves. That durability is tested even further when sadness shifts into a far more volatile state, absolute blazing anger. There are few things more alienating than being intensely furious about something, only to have the other person respond with an artificial, patronizing calmness. It makes you want to punch them right on the nose. When you are mad and your friend gets mad right alongside you, it provides incredible validation. It proves they are fully invested in the stakes of your shared world. When these individual frequencies sync up, the polite social masks fall away, revealing the raw, unvarnished reality of the partnership. A bulletproof friendship does not require a total absence of conflict. It requires the willingness to be fully, messily, and unapologetically human together. Eventually, every relationship faces the ultimate variables, the chaotic, separating forces of time and physical distance. Moving through life can feel like being lost in Grand Central Station, a vast terminal filled with rushing strangers and noise. In that disorientation, a true friend is the distinct voice yelling your name, cutting through the panic. Even when physical miles separate you, the bond survives on mundane, vital tethers. It survives on postcards sent from faraway places, refusing to settle for a casual "see you around sometime." An enduring connection is never a passive state. It is a relentless, active effort to keep the lines of communication open, refusing to let the other person fade into the background. Society relies on standard calendar milestones, like the 4th of July, to mandate our celebrations, handing us specific dates to gather, wave flags, and connect. True friendship operates on an entirely different calendar. It exists on the 999th of July. It lives way down at the bottom of November, or someplace in January with no name. It is a commitment that operates completely outside the bounds of normal time. The engine driving a profound bond is the deliberate, conscious act of choosing that specific person over and over again. Over the years, the logical reasons for this bond start to fall away. You might even forget exactly why you started liking them in the first place. leaving behind only the pure instinctual truth that you just do. Friendship is a beautiful, deeply irrational system of mutual selection. Look around at the people in your life. Ask yourself, who would you go on choosing, even if it was the 999th of July?